Thom Hartmann here on the news. You need to know this. In a memorial speech on Sunday for the 26 victims of the Sandy Hook Elementary School shooting, President Obama called the nation out. He asked the question of whether or not we as a nation are doing enough to keep our children safe. And he answered that question with a solemn no. Acknowledging that this is the fourth time in his presidency he's had to console victims of a mass shooting, the president said, "We can't tolerate this anymore. These tragedies must end, and to end them, we must change." Though the president did not mention any specifics about gun control, he did call on all of us to confront the difficult choices ahead. He asked, "Are we really prepared to say that we're powerless in the face of such carnage? The politics are too hard?" And speaking directly to those who say that unregulated guns are an expression of freedom in America, the president asked, Are we prepared to say that such violence visited on our children year after year is somehow the price of freedom? Not since President Carter challenged our nation on our excessive use of energy has a president challenged the nation to fundamentally change itself. There is no single silver bullet solution to these massacres, but we can start by taking assault weapons, high-capacity ammo clips, and other weapons of war off the streets. We can start by investing more in community mental health programs to give help to those in need before their madness consumes another town. And we can finally get down to addressing the underlying cause of much of the relationship between violence and mental illness, one of which causes is wealth inequality. With 21st graders set to be buried in the coming week, now is not the time for delayed debates and half measures. Now is the time for leaders who will usher America out of this dark age of violence toward a new renaissance of peace and community. Meanwhile, Congress seems ready to act. Advocates for gun control are speaking out, while most of the hardline gun defenders are burying their heads in the sand. Both CBS and NBC's morning shows announced invitations were sent to all pro-gun senators to come on television Sunday and defend the right to deadly weapons. However, all were declined. But Democratic Senator Dianne Feinstein did appear on Meet the Press with an announcement. She said that on the first day of the new Congress, she will reintroduce the federal assault weapons ban. She sponsored the original ban, which was signed into law by President Clinton in 1994, but allowed to expire under President Bush in a Republican Congress in 2004. If that ban is again passed, it will be illegal to sell assault weapons in the United States, as well as high-capacity ammo clips that have been used in many of the previous mass shootings, which allow a killer to fire off as many as 100 rounds without needing to reload. These weapons are clearly not built for defensive purposes. They are built to kill as many people as possible, as quickly as possible, and they must be taken off the streets. In the coming weeks, as legislation is debated, we'll see the dark underbelly of the Republican Party and the very wealthy corporate gun lobby. We can't afford to let these gun nuts win this debate. In the best of the rest of the news, momentum is building for filibuster reform in the Senate. According to a report from the Huffington Post, a majority of senators, 52 in all, support changing the filibuster to require the minority to at least speak for the entire time they intend to block legislation. Emboldened by a coalition of nearly 50 organizations that have expressed support for reforming the filibuster, Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid expects to meet with Democrats today to outline exactly what a filibuster reform package looks like. And he'll have the broad support of the American people. According to a Huffington Post poll, 65% of Americans support changing filibuster rules. Let's keep the pressure up on our lawmakers so that the Senate is no longer the place where good legislation goes to die. It's official. Republican Speaker of the House John Boehner will use the debt ceiling to take senior citizens hostage. In his proposal to the president, Boehner lets the Bush tax cuts expire for Americans making more than $1 million and also raises the debt ceiling for a year. But in return, Boehner wants Democrats to throw seniors under the bus by cutting $1 trillion from government insurance programs like Medicare and Social Security. Basically, what's going on is that Boehner is threatening to turn America into a deadbeat nation by preventing us from paying our bills on money already spent by Republicans in Congress unless Democrats agree to raising the Medicare eligibility age, which nearly two-thirds of Americans oppose. Needless to say, the White House rejected the offer. Here's to going off the cliff in 2 weeks. And finally, the Senate is about to get a new Republican. Now that Senator Jim DeMint is leaving to join the right-wing corporate think tank known as the Heritage Foundation. Today, South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley named Tea Party Congressman Tim Scott to fill the vacated Senate seat. And for those of you who don't know who Tim Scott is, the Think Progress blog has a nice little rap sheet on him. In 2011, Scott introduced legislation to force families to starve if their parents go on strike requesting better wages. Under Scott's proposed bill, families would lose food stamp benefits if even just one adult went on a labor strike. Scott has also been a huge defender of tens of billions of dollars in subsidies for big oil, repeatedly voting to keep those subsidies in place while supporting massive spending cuts to programs that help working-class Americans. He also believes the Ten Commandments should be displayed outside government buildings. So, one Republican Christian Taliban member leaves the Senate, only to be replaced by another Republican Christian Taliban member. And that's the way it is today, Monday, December 17th, 2012. I'm Thom Hartmann on the news.